Hello, welcome back. We have a new day. It's Sunday today. It's a little bit gray again. It's Sunday and I need one more week. Next week and Friday I will get my pension. Then I have to pay my bills the third and tomorrow, Monday, one more week I have to pay my bills. So, but let's continue reading. I do this because I like to read about all kind of stuff. Probably I have to sit home apartments, maybe rest of my life, many years. So that's nice. I have something to read about. Now I've got some steam engines, and I noticed this one when this wheel is spinning around. This one is spinning around with some metal bolts. Is spinning around, and I was wondering what it was. Why you have this weird stuff is spinning around. It's calling a centrifugal governor like this one. So, but I was reading. Let's go back reading about my computer. I have 20 PDF open because this video is calling looking at PC gamer hardware. Of course, I did start to read about computer processors, hardware, and how to make computer processors, all kind of computers. So we have then I will go back read about computer some days, and when I need a break from this I will go back and read about steam engines and metal and tanks and cars and stuff. Anything I like. Is so much I like to read about, but I cannot only read this camcorder have only power like 2 hours. Yes, I have to check my cell phone. Yes, let's put my cell phone away. I need a minute to do myself ready. Now I was to read about the Nvidia graphic card, and I got to Nvidia 500. So I have it there. Next one is this one. Yes, I have a Danish video. I have to put the public. So let's put it public. Yes, sorry. I have recorded video my whole morning, and it's summertime. It's summertime in Scandinavia, so I got up 1 hour later, like 9 a.m. and I just spent 3 hours to record this video. Now it's 1 p.m.
Centrifugal governor. Drawing of a centrifugal fly ball governor. The balls swing out, our speed increases, which closes the valve. until a balance is achieved between demand and the proportional gain of the linkage and valve. A centrifugal governor is a specific type of governor with a feedback system that controls the speed of an engine by regulating the flow of fuel or working fluid, so as to maintain a near constant speed. It uses the principle of proportional control. Centrifugal governors, also known as centrifugal regulators and flyball governors, were invented by Christian Huygens and used to regulate the distance and pressure between millstones in wine mills in the 17th century. 1. 2. In 1788, James Watt adapted on to control his steam engine where it regulates the admission of steam into the cylinder. 3. A development that proved so important he is sometimes called the inventor. Centrifugal governors' widest use was on steam engines during the steam age in the 19th century. They are also found on stationary internal combustion engines and variously fueled turbines, and in some modern striking clocks. A simple governor does not maintain an exact speed but a speed range, since under increasing load the governor opens the throttle as the speed, RPM, decreases. Operation. Cutaway drawing of steam engine speed governor. The valve starts fully open at 0 speed, but as the balls rotate and rise, the central valve stem is forced downward and closes the valve. The drive shaft whose speed is being sensed is top right. The devices shown are on steam engines. Power is supplied to the governor from the engine's output shaft by a belt or chain connected to the lower belt wheel. The governor is connected to a throttle valve that regulates the flow of working fluid, steam, supplying the prime mover. As speed of the prime mover increases, the central spindle of the governor rotates at a faster rate, and the kinetic energy of the balls increases. This allows the two masses on lever arms to move outwards and upwards against gravity. If the motion goes far enough, this motion causes the lever arms to pull down on a thrust bearing, which moves a beam linkage, which reduces the aperture of a throttle valve. The rate of working fluid entering the cylinder is thus reduced and the speed of the prime mover is controlled, preventing overspeeding. Mechanical stops may be used to limit the range of throttle motion, as seen near the masses in the image at right. Non-gravitational regulation. A limitation of the two-arm, two-ball governor is its reliance on gravity, and that the governor must stay upright relative to the surface of the earth for gravity to retract the balls when the governor slows down. Porter governor on a coreless steam engine. Governors can be built that do not use gravitational force, by using a single straight arm with weights on both ends, a center pivot attached to a spinning axle, and a spring that tries to force the weights towards the center of the spinning axle. The two weights on opposite ends of the pivot are to counterbalance any gravitational effects, but both weights use centrifugal force to work against the spring and attempt to rotate the pivot arm towards a perpendicular axis relative to the spinning axle. Spring retracted non-gravitational governors are commonly used in single-phase alternating current AC induction motors to turn off the starting field coil when the motor's rotational speed is high enough. They are also commonly used in snowmobile and all-terrain vehicle (ATV) continuously variable transmissions (CVT), both to engage forward/disengage vehicle motion and to vary the transmission's pulley diameter ratio in relation to the engine revolutions per minute. History. Boulton and Watt engine of 1788. James Watt designed his first governor in 1788 following a suggestion from his business partner Matthew Boulton. It was a conical pendulum governor and one of the final series of innovations Watt had employed for steam engines. James Watt never claimed the centrifugal governor to be an invention of his own. A giant statue of Watt's governor stands at Smethwick in the English West Midlands. Centrifugal governors are also used in many modern repeating watches to limit the speed of the striking train, so the repeater does not run too quickly. Another kind of centrifugal governor consists of a pair of masses on a spindle inside a cylinder, the masses or the cylinder being coated with pads somewhat like a centrifugal clutch or a drum brake. This is used in a spring-loaded record player and a spring-loaded telephone dial to limit their speed. Dynamic systems. The centrifugal governor is often used in the cognitive sciences as an example of a dynamic system, in which the representation of information cannot be clearly separated from the operations being applied to their presentation. And, because the governor is a servo mechanism, its analysis in a dynamic system is not trivial. In 1868, James Clerk Maxwell wrote a famous paper on governors, that is widely considered a classic in feedback control theory. Maxwell distinguishes moderators, a centrifugal brake, and governor switch control motive power input. He considers devices by James Watt, Professor James Thomson Fleming Jenkin, William Thomson, Leon Foucault and Carl Wilhelm Siemens, a liquid governor. Natural selection. In his famous 1858 paper to the Linnean Society, which led Darwin to publish On the Origin of Species, Alfred Russel Wallace used governors as a metaphor for the evolutionary principle. The action of this principle is exactly like that of the centrifugal governor of the steam engine, which checks and corrects any irregularities almost before they become evident, and in like manner no unbalanced deficiency in the animal kingdom can ever reach any conspicuous magnitude, because it would make itself felt at the very first step, by rendering existence difficult and extinction almost sure soon to follow. 5. Bateson revisited the topic in his 1979 book Mind and Nature, A Necessary Unity. And other scholars have continued to explore the connection between natural selection and systems theory. 6. Culture. A centrifugal governor is part of the city seal of Manchester, New Hampshire in the US and is also used on the city flag. A 2017 effort to change the design was rejected by voters. 7. See also. Cataract, beam engine. Centrifugal switch. Hit and miss engine. References.
Good. Let's stop the video.